So my husband, Phil Blake, he has many talents, and he's a very physically fit guy. You wouldn't necessarily know it to look at him, but he has almost always worked out, played a lot of racquetball, and was actually a champion at that here in North Carolina. He's a scratch golfer. If you know anything about golf, that's big time, especially this weekend with it being Augusta. So he has many of those talents that actually helped him out in kind of an odd way on one particular day. You see, his job is as a real estate appraiser. And one day, he was over in East Asheville, first thing in the morning, and he was looking for the address, found it, kind of an older neighborhood. He pulled up in front of the house, ordinary looking. There was a fence all the way around the house, and his first thought was, I bet they're dogs. He pulled into the driveway, and as he was opening up his car door, he noticed there was a thin strip of electrical wire on top of that fence. Well, he went over to the gate, front gate. We're both dog people. He whistled out and rattled that fence a little bit. Nothing happened. He figured they'd probably put him up. So he opened the gate, shut it behind him, and he walked on down that walkway towards a porch. Now, it was a gorgeous October day. And as he went up the step, he noticed there was a glass storm door already put up. You know how it is here in October. Sometimes it can get pretty chilly. Not this day, but some days. And the door to the living room was actually open. So as he walked up onto the porch, he could see right inside. Well, he rang the doorbell. And like that, in a flash, 2 huge German shepherds came racing from the inside right up to that storm door, up on their hind legs. Roar, 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 roar. And he said, they were really tan looking and black muzzle and ferocious. Phil just naturally leaned in, hoping that glass wasn't going to pop out at him. That went on a few moments, and then all of a sudden, the dogs jumped down and disappeared. Well, Phil was still trying to catch his breath, and here they come on the outside. Must have been a kitchen door open. Well, Phil, quick thinker, knows how to move quickly and rapidly. He opened up that storm door. Luckily, it was unlocked. Opened it, closed it behind him, just as those 2 dogs hit that front porch, up on their hind legs again. Phil said there was saliva dripping from their teeth. So Phil just naturally leaned on that door, hoping it wasn't going to pop in this time. And he was kind of illegally inside this house. He started yelling out, hello, it's the appraiser. Then those 2 dogs backed up. One sat down, and the other started around the back of the house. Phil, a quick thinker and mover, he looked. It was a basic ranch house with a little hallway with a door at the end. He just started running. As he started running, he heard that first dog hit the linoleum floor in the kitchen. He could hear those nails scratching as it tried to come down that turn, make that turn and go right on down to where he was heading. He got there, said a quick prayer, that door was going to be unlocked. He tried it, it was, slammed it shut, and there was a naked lady. 80 years old, she just had hip surgery. She reached over and grabbed a sheet and she started yelling, and Phil was saying, ma'am, I'm the appraiser. Well, she was yelling for Otis. Otis. He's going to get that blankety-blank hearing aid now. Otis! She was screaming at the top of her lungs. Well, that door did not have a good latch. and it was a little thin Luan. Those dogs hit that back of that door, right on, kind of right behind where he was. He could practically feel those claws. And the woman, she just kept yelling, Otis, Otis. Now, since he didn't have a latch, every time those dogs hit that door, the door would come open just a little bit, and then Phil would have to use those muscles and press back again to get that door shut. Well, one of those times that it pressed forward, he glanced at, and he could see out the doorway. He saw his second naked person of the day. Otis did not have a stitch of clothes on. He must have heard his wife finally, but instead of coming to get those dogs, he shuffled off to another room to get dressed. So here Phil is with this naked lady trying to make polite conversations and these dogs pressing against that door. Now, you know, sometimes dogs just kind of act mean and stuff. And so Phil said to the woman trying to make a little polite conversation, said, those dogs, will they hurt you? She said, oh, they'll eat you alive. Well, finally, Otis got dressed. And he came and he got the dogs. Phil wished the woman healthy life. Went out into the living room and he found out he was in the wrong house.